Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Radiant Tale. My bird is just in my face, which is just funny. I'm sorry. I was trying not to laugh as I'm trying to turn my head and shove his little face out of the way. Like, bird, I can't move my chin. Anyway, yeah. So I did not get to record yesterday, even though it was a Monday, and I didn't record over the weekend. Oh, I'm so fucking behind. And I missed this game, but yesterday I was just so tired, I worked till actual 5 o'clock. And I don't do that normally. I'm like, nah, I'm not. But and my brain was so taxed, I was like, I just want to curl up on the ball and sleep. Curl up on the ball, curl up in a ball on the couch and sleep. And then I had an early call this morning. So it's like, I can't right now. My brain's broken. So we're here for some fluff and for some Zora. Because that's what I need. I need my clown bitch in my life. Anyway. We'd spent some time with the other members of Circus, aside from Zora, who was busy, which makes me sad. The next day, Calivis and I went to the Arthur Plaza.
Hey, Spacey, can we have crepes? The ones we ate with Pashalia before?
Sure, let's get them together. First, now I feel like I have a sneeze tickling my nose. Oh my. We went up to the shop Pashalia took us to the other day. Hello there! Care to try our original honey crepes, kiddos? That sounds delicious, yes.
I'd like one chocolate banana crepe and I had peanuts and caramel sauce.
Did he ask Pashalia what his favorite toppings were? My lips curved into a smile as I watched Calivis reciting what he'd learned. I'll have the same thing, please. I wanted to give it a try, too. 2 chocolate banana crepes with peanuts and caramel sauce coming right up. Just give me a sec. By the way, you kind of look like Prince Calivis.
Oh, you figured me out. Yes, I'm actually the prince.
So you're the prince, are you? All right, extra toppings for you then. The store clerk laughed heartily before heaping more toppings on the crepe. That's actually really sweet. Not that he's giving him more toppings, but that he's like, you gotta look like the prince. I am the prince. Okay, cutie. And then just gives him more toppings instead of being like, oh, I'm fawning and now he's like, all right, extra peanuts, kid. I don't know. It's just kind of cute. Treating him like a normal kid, but a little special because you're giving him extra toppings. But if you're the shop owner, you might be somebody comes in and you're just having a good day and they're just awesome and you're like, extra toppings for you. You know what I mean? So some people get special favors. It would just be dependent on your mood, depending on if they cheered you up and you're like, you're awesome. And this time it's just because he's a prince, but I like it. Anyway. He thought it was a joke? Oh. No, okay, he thought it was... No, I was thinking he's just all right, you know what, and not fawning him. Oh, I liked it better that he's just, treating him kind of like a normal person, but... I snuck a peek at Calivis, and when our eyes met, I saw a mischievous glimmer in his dark eyes. That really shocked me. I can't believe you said you were a prince.
After what happened at Cheers, Rady taught me how to fool them. He said just act dignified to cover it up. They won't suspect a thing.
Rady does really know how to bamboozle people, doesn't he? I thought for most of my life that he was just a fluffball who couldn't turn into a human and he was hiding a hot boy under there.
Not many people know what I look like after all. And I doubt that clerk genuinely thought I looked like a prince. It was probably just sales banter.
Back when Calivis first joined Circus, he was afraid of everything he saw because he knew so little about the world. The more time he spent with us, the more he relaxed and came into his own. I like it better that the shop clerk was just treating him like a normal person. But hey, whatever, This works too. Gotten used to our fear now, huh? He smiled a lot more these days, too.
Yep. Learning what goes on in the city counts toward my studies. Pashalia told me learning new things is always fun. Rady told me everyone in the world can feel happiness and joy. Doesn't matter whether you're a royal or a commoner. Now that I know what kind of things the citizens enjoy, what makes them happy, what makes them smile, I want to make use of that in my performance.
His gaze was gentle as he watched people come and go through the city. That's cute. I thought he was going to be like, now that I know all this, I want to make use of it when I'm the king. And she's like, in my performance. Also but you got to start small. Okay, baby steps. I get it. He has very short legs. He looks very different from the Calivus in the castle, who always degraded himself and believed he was useless. Have you found something you want to do?
Yeah, sort of. Do you want to know?
Of course.
Okay. So, first things first, I'll still use my magic. I can't let go of it. I don't know how far I can go since it's still pretty unstable. But when I think about what Ion told me, I feel like my magic is something only I can do.
After saying so, Calivus's face clouded a bit.
I still don't have the confidence to pull off a solely magical performance, though. Besides, I don't think I can entertain the crowd enough with magic alone.
Calivus had a point. He'd need to do more than show off his skills to make the audience happy. The fun came from the theme and flow of a performance, plus the swelling emotions of the spectators along for the ride. It would be hard to spin an exciting story with just magic. In that case, how about a joint performance?
Like with a partner?
Yep. Even if you've only got magic in your arsenal, having a co-star means you can invent new and exciting acts. The dark-haired boy's eyes sparkled.
I thought so too. I want to do a show where my partner and I can support and complement each other, like what Vilio told me.
Is it going to be with Sephora? Because this is Sephora's fucking route.
You see, I actually wanted to do it with Zora.
Saw that one coming. I mean, I don't think it was a shock. I feel like that was obvious. Sephora? Really? Huh. I also want to do things with Sephora. That sounded inappropriate, but I meant like picnics and holding hands. Perverts. Also wildly inappropriate things too. But, yeah. Sephora was so busy that we hadn't gotten a chance to spend time with him yet. To be honest, I was kind of surprised when Calivus mentioned him.
So I was thinking...
That's a really good idea. Of course they're not going to tell us. I'm sorry. I'm all sniffles and yawns today. I gave him an enthusiastic nod.
Zora is really busy, though.
In addition to preparing for the show, Zora was gathering information about Cultura. He seemed preoccupied with discussing future plans with people in the castle, too.
I don't think I should increase his workload for my own selfish reasons.
I get how he feels. I also wanted to avoid imposing on Zora when he was this busy. At the same time, this is Calivus's idea. I want to help him manifest it. Besides... Oh, there's our bitch. I was like, if I don't get to see my fucking clown bastard at least once in this, I'm going to be disappointed. I need that pissy bitch face in my life right now, okay? Oh, and one more thing. Don't get the wrong idea just because I look busy, alright? Sephora warned us ahead of time that he wasn't going out of his way to brush us off, so I figured he'd at least hear Calivus out. Calivus, you're so considerate of others, and that's one of your biggest strengths. But you can't hold yourself back for your friends on an assumption either. There's a chance he'll say no, but how about we ask him first?
Won't it be a burden on him?
Probably, but Sephora would hate it more if we just assumed what he'd say. Asking him directly means we can get a clear answer, maybe even a good solution.
Really?
Everyone said this already, but he's actually pretty caring beneath that prickly attitude. He does complain all the time, but he always helps us whenever we're in trouble. He just doesn't want you to know that he actually likes it. It's like, God, sick and tired of helping you assholes. Yay, they asked me to help. Inside, he's like a giggly little, kitten. Yay, oh my God. Outside, angry. Yeah. Big fucking marshmallow. Love it. Even if he grumbles when someone asks him to do something, he still takes it seriously. I think he'll be happy if you ask him to work together. You're one of us now, Calivus.
Oh, alright. You really trust Sephora, huh, Spacey?
I love him. I mean, yes. Yep, he's my precious friend, and I love every inch of him. I adore him. I want to marry him. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Okay, I'll ask him.
After that, we went... I'm sorry, I'm so fucking tired. After that, we waited at Liber for Sephora to come back. Oh, There he is again. The precious clown prince. Welcome back!
Welcome back!
I'm supposed to say it at the same time, but I can't do two voices at once. Zora had finally returned. I'm sorry.
Welcome back!
I forgot. Valley Girl voices multiple people. I forget my own rules. He gave a suspicious look when we greeted him in unison. No, slightly suspicious, but there's something under there that's like, sus of this, but I like it a little. What is this? What are you two planning? There's something we want to ask you. All right. Let me put down my stuff first. Wait here. Zora hurried off to his room. 2 hours later, he never came back because he jumped out the window. He returned almost immediately. Okay, I was wrong. It's Zora. He wouldn't do that. Would he? Maybe. So, you see, Clevis has figured out what kind of performance he wants to do, but we'll need your cooperation. Me specifically?
Yeah, I know I'm only imposing on you with how busy you are, though.
Clevis had already chickened out. Zora let out a long sigh and urged him to go on. How can you be so sure when you haven't even told me? Come on, spit it out already. Got this, Clevis.
Yeah.
With a nod, the young boy mustered up the courage to start talking.
Zora, you rarely star in the show yourself, right?
It's been in every fucking show so far. Star, maybe not, but he's been in every performance and he starred once.
You keep the audience from getting bored between each performance while the others get ready to go on stage.
Except for that one time he was the main star. They have this kind of written out in this as if like, oh, everyone's got, but like, but that's not how it actually worked out. My brain doesn't fully work, but I think you get what I'm saying. Like, everyone, like, yes, Pashali was the main star when we were in Orions, but like Zora was the main star in Cultura, and he's always been part of it. So it makes it sound like he's just like do 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 doing the circusy like in between, and he doesn't take part in the main show, but he always does. They all always do. So it's like strange. Anyway,
At least, that's when I saw when I watched your Arthur show.
well, that one maybe he was on the sidelines. So.
You performed some simple tricks during the intermission.
Here I go, guys. He looks so happy. Look at him, happy, beaming in his clown costume. I was gonna say creepy clown costume, but it is more gestury and, for some reason that boob window. Listen, I don't make the rules. Because if I made the rules, I wouldn't be, like, turned on by the clown, okay? Because, like, that's just disturbing for me on so many levels, but Zora is amazing and I love him. Listen! Never gonna not be weird, anyway. 1, 2, 3. I feel like he should have a goofy voice when he's on stage like this, just to totally throw you the fuck off, where you're like, what? Wait, what? No.
Right after your count, a whole flood of candy overflowed from your hands. The children were all smiles as they grabbed for the candy. Honestly, I was kind of envious because none of it reached my seat.
Still plenty more coming. Take these. And it's just so funny that Zora is the clown entertaining people and giving candy to children. I'm just saying. Like, one, clowns are scary, so like, now I don't want to take candy from a clown. I'd rather take candy from the dude in the white van. Strangers in white vans always have the best candy, so I'm just saying. But like, someone's gonna hear that and think I'm serious. But like, clowns, no. But like Zora though, yeah, sure, I'd take anything from you. Like anything and everything. I just give it to me, I'll take it. But in reality, it's just funny because Zephora's like, God, and like so bitchy and prickly. But then he's the I love what they did here. I'm just saying, like, it's not unexpected because it's usually like, oh yeah, the least likely person being the goofy, fun-loving clown that everybody likes is the prickly bitch, and yeah, expected, but it's also amazing and I love it.
I know they were just normal candies, but they look like treasures, as if I were watching jewels fall from the sky.
And then you have that image, and then you have this Zora bitch face. God, he's beautiful.
can't believe we can expand. I believe we can expand that performance if we use my magic. Then we can give gifts to everyone who comes to watch our show, not just the children. Many people gathered up chloris flowers for my recovery, right? Thanks to them, I'm feeling a lot better now. I want to express how grateful I am through my performance. Think I can do that if I work with you, Zora.
And Zora, like, inside is just all warm and fuzzy and touched and giggling, like, this is so cute and I love it. But he's not going to say that because it's Zora.
What do you think?
Once Calivis finished speaking, he peered nervously at Zora. After a long silence, Zephyra sighed. He looks pained, like, this is a stupid idea. He's like, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Well, you can definitely show them how thankful you are with an act like that. I'm in. You knew, but, like, it's still so adorable. He gets that face like, and then he's like, awesome! Who the fuck are you? And you know what? Stay. But also bring back prickly Zephyra. Can you, like, a split person? I love it. God, I love it. Have I mentioned that yet? I needed this. My brain was taxed. I'm tired. I'm mentally and physically exhausted. Tired, yes. Okay, hi, I just said that. Clearly, my brain is not processing. So, like, yeah, I'm overjoyed being able to stare at my clown bastard, okay? Smirking, he gave the prince's proposal the green light. Levis and I looked at each other. His eyes were gleaming. I nearly squealed in joy, but... Yay! Filio beat me to it. Of course he did. You're going to expand the candy idea to a whole crowd, huh? I love the idea. I want some too. Should I mingle with the audience? Hey, friendly reminder that you also gotta perform that day. I think it will be a nice performance since you can show your appreciation in fun and tangible ways. Circus members were filtering into the tavern one after another, praising Calivis for his grand idea. We hadn't even started practice, but I felt like they'd toss the boy prince in the air any moment now. Gosh, you guys surprised me. I didn't know you were listening. They were hiding so you wouldn't see. You noticed them? Obviously. This is the second time they've eavesdropped on my conversations. Guys, let's add something magical to our performances to match Calivis's. Like making an appearance in the crowd? I like it. Plus I can get some candy that way. I knew when you said, like, make an appearance in the crowd. I'm like, you're just trying to get candy, you little bitch. I love it. I love this game so much, and I love my man harem. I love all our boys. They're all precious and perfect, and I'm not sure at the moment. I really want to say something very controversial for this channel, and that is this might actually top Code Realize for my favorite fucking game and the game I'm gonna hold all games to on a standard. But it's been so long since I played Code Realize that I don't think that that's quite fair. But, like, it's way the hell up there. It's like, I mean, look, we have a lot of games that we play. Like, I love this game, and I would totally, like, replay it, just poke around, and, like, you know what I mean? And then there's other games that you're like, yeah, no, probably never picking that one up again. And, right, I forgot a lot about it, and, like, it's not because it's bad. It's just, you know, we had fun playing it at the time, or, yeah, but either I had fun playing it at the time, but I kind of forgot about it because we've got so much shit in my brain and so many games in my brain that I can't fucking remember them. Or it's one of those, like, it was kind of fun. We enjoyed it at the time, but when you look back on it in hindsight after, like, a month, a day, whatever, you're like, yeah, you feel about it, you know? They're always more exciting as you're playing them. I don't think, I mean, aside from the games that are, like, mixed reviews where you're like, the translation is so awful, I want to punch myself. Okay, we've had moments like that. But I think most games that even when we're like, God, this is annoying and it's obnoxious and maybe I'm not having a great time, but then we have fun and it goes back and forth, like, there's still something enjoyable about all of them. I can't recall a game where we were like, everything was awful, what the shit. Most of them, it's like, there's something enjoyable about it, like the plot or the characters or something, even if overall, when you put everything together, you're like, would I go back and replay it? Maybe not. would I say that like with all the games that we've ever played, like if we had other games, would that one, now knowing, be like, put it on the back burner and just maybe never play it, or just play it on my own, or just Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely games that fit into that. But at the time, this is the only game that's available, so of course we're gonna fucking play it. Now we have so many games coming out that it's like overloaded, and I love it. But this is one of those that's like, yes, no, it's going on the top of my collections, literally just all my games. There's not an order to how they're stacked, okay, or like filed. They're just over there. But this is one of those that, like, good God. And the thing I hate, I don't think there was ever a limited edition for this one, but I would have gotten it. But I also hate when there's limited editions of games and you're like, and you just choose not to buy it because you don't want to spend the money, and then it's a game like Pio Fiore had a freaking limited edition and I didn't get it, and I'm so fucking mad because, man, the music in that was amazing. Like, I just want the freaking soundtrack, but it only comes, or like other ones, they have the soundtrack available, you can add, but it's like, I don't know if I like the soundtrack. So like, you know, I don't like that some things are only like, only right now. I mean, I guess that's why it's a limit. Still, I want to know that I like the game before I invest the money to buy, like, the soundtrack or, you know, whatever for it. At least this one came with the character cards, because those are, I don't know where they're going to fit on my fucking wall right now as I'm looking. But they're going up on this fucking wall somewhere. I have a wall over on the side. It's not directly behind my TV. So they might have to get pushed off to the side. Oof. Oof. Or do I replace the Pio Fiore cards and move those over to the side and put these? Because Code Realize gets to stay where it is. Because that was the game. That was the one that I ranked everything against. Like, is it as good as this? And this one is. There's a reason for that if it's the same writers, because they just fucking know what they're doing with making you love all of the characters and your found family, i.e. your man harem. And goddamn. Anyway, I'm so happy to be here, and I can't help it, and I can't keep my mind on track today. I'm sorry. Can I ever? Just how bad are you hankering for that candy? If it's Sephora's candy, a lot. Magic, eh? I've never given it a thought. How about something like teleportation?
Teleportation? That sounds fun. How would we do it, though?
When the audience is not looking, we'll run very fast to other spots.
That really magic?
Some kind.
That's Leon's own special brand.
They're looking and they see him run and they're like, I saw that. Shh, just let him have it. Just like that, we continued swapping exciting suggestions for our upcoming show. Hey, can you take it upstairs? You're being real nosy and it's almost dinner time. Real noisy, not nosy. Noisy. Wow, I can't read. We ended up getting so loud that Spiria had to give us a warning. Sorry, Spiria. Alright, y'all. Let's continue the discussion upstairs. Come on, Calivis. Everyone tromped up the stairs to the second floor. Sephora and I were the only ones left. Kiss. God, what a noisy bunch. I thought for a hot second he said nosy bitch. Or was going to say noisy bit. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, noisy bunch. Oh yeah, all of us. Holy shit. Again, my brain doesn't work. I know it might be too late to ask, but are you really okay with putting on the show? You're swamped right now. You're right. It's too late. Besides, this has nothing to do with that. Sephora chuckled at my worries. Are you giggling at me? I love it. Still a member of Circus. No matter how busy I am, I have to play my part. I'm just taking on the responsibility for what I started. Huh? It's true, I don't have free time. Frankly, I can't even spare a few hours to hammer out the details with Calivis. You're always with him, aren't you? So tell me everything about him, what he can and can't do, his likes and dislikes. You can't spend time asking him this, but you and I can have this conversation? I'm not complaining. I get it. I know someone's like, Spacey, are you crazy? Yes. But I get it. I am happy you and I are having this conversation, but I just want to put a note on this that I don't have time to spend with Calivis, so you tell me everything about him instead of me spending that 5 minutes talking to him directly. But I get it. You just want to spend some time with me. I like it. Good job. Okay. I nodded, a small smile blooming on my face from how much he trusted me. No, he's just kind of indie. Well, trust you too, but I think he's a little into you and maybe wants to spend time with you. With Spiria's permission, we continued our discussion in a corner of the tavern. There were no customers before dinner time. The other members were busy sharing ideas upstairs. Our discussion went smoothly. We even managed to settle the general direction in which we wanted to take the show. I think that'll work. Yeah. Agreed. Horace stifled a small yawn. Are you okay? Why don't you take a nap upstairs? It's fine. I have an appointment after this. I want to eat something before I go, though. Can I order a light meal? Sure, I'll make it quick. He's gonna pass the fuck out on the table, isn't he? I want a hand. Spiria offered her help on my way to the kitchen. She must have overheard us. It's all right. I got this. Thanks for the offer, though. Sephora's bogged down with work. You're like, no. I'm gonna cook for my man. I don't need your help. I want him to eat my cooking, not our shared cooking. Your cooking's too good. Actually, I'm sure mine is supposed to be good too, right? Right? I think it was? Yeah, anyway. I've got to make him something simple that he can eat quickly without getting his hands dirty. Let's see what we have in the fridge. Oh, I know! I gathered up all the ingredients and started cooking the idea that popped into my head. The honey pancakes. I fucking love it when those make an appearance. I want those. Thanks for waiting. 1 honey ginger soup and a pocket sandwich just for you? He is asleep, isn't he? I made a ginger soup to warm him up and wash away his fatigue. As an accompaniment, I made a pocket sandwich stuffed with ham and veggies he could easily eat with his hands. Oh. Upon my return, however, I was rendered speechless by the spectacle before me. Please God, I need a CG. Yes. Yes. Oh! He's asleep sitting up. I thought he was going to be complete face down on the table. Oh, look at our precious sleeping beauty. He's asleep. The Zephora is sleeping. Kiss him. I want to kiss him. He had dozed off with his head propped up on his hand. Don't kiss sleeping people unless you're dating them, but this would be inappropriate. Well, he is human. He needs to sleep too. I just feel like this is my first time seeing him let his guard down in front of others, let alone fall asleep. Poor baby. He's so fucking exhausted he just passed out sitting there. Zephora probably hadn't done it on purpose, considering he'd fallen asleep here. He probably wanted to rest his head in his hand, but it swept him away to dreamland. I had it all figured out. Must be really tired. Stifled a yawn. What's more, Calivis's act would only put more strain on him. On top of having to work around Calivis, who was new to showbiz, Zephora would also need to practice with him. Knowing all that, Zephora had agreed to it anyway. It just went to show how far he'd go for his friends. Because he's a big soft marshmallow. That's why we love him. While I appreciated the gesture, I had mixed feelings about it. Looking at Sephora's sleeping face, I don't... Wake him up! I want to leave him sleeping. I feel like we should wake him up. We made him a sandwich. He's got a place to be. I don't think he'd want to be sleeping. You know what I mean? If we leave him sleep, he's going to be like, why didn't you wake me up? Were you just staring at me? And that might be weird. And what if other people caught him? He wouldn't want to be in that predicament, so I feel like... Sorry, I gotta pop my guide open because it closed. Yes, wake him up. Good. Good for me. I gotta wake him. He said he has an appointment. That too. Did I not mention that? Whatever. I would have preferred not to, though. I wanted to let him sleep peacefully so he could shed his fatigue. But Zephora wouldn't want that. Right, exactly. I quietly called his name. Zephora, wake up! Whisper in his ear, lean close. Zephora, wake up. And then when he startles and jumps, then you accidentally kiss and oh. Don't actually do that, it's kind of creepy. It's an Otome game, everything flies. Well, including dating your brother. He winced and let out a little grunt. Evidently calling his name wasn't enough. With no other choice, I put my hands on his shoulders. Oh. Hey, I brought you some food. Oh! Look at him as he's just slowly waking up with his beautiful little sultry eyes. Stop it! Ugh. I love this CGs. Oh, sorry. I fell asleep. Zephora finally opened his eyes. He wasn't fully awake yet, so he looked up at me with hazy eyes. Oh, that's the way it's going to be someday. Waking up together. So soft. So adorable. Wait, no! Get it together, girl! No, no, no. Leave it apart. Leave it apart. I shook off the troubling thoughts rising within me as you just want to stroke his hair, brush a little strand out of his face. You know what I mean? Romantically. You have a meeting after this, right? I made you a little something. Just spare a moment to eat. Uh, yeah, thanks. My surprise, he even thanked me. He's tired. He's probably still half asleep. Exactly. He would thank you for making him food, though, but also he's still half asleep, so. Out of his usual sharp tongue was nowhere to be heard. His tender voice and expression made my heart skip a beat. Mine is skipping all of them, and I think I'm going to die. I'm done. Sephora polished off his meal, leaving nary a drop of soup or a crumb of bread behind. I hope you enjoyed it. It was delicious and easy to eat. Thanks. Glad to hear it. Don't push yourself too hard, okay? I know that's no easy ask, but feel free to tell me if there's anything I can do. Concerned, I offer to be there for him. I'll hold you, pet you, sing to you while you sleep. Probably not that, because that would never help you sleep. I don't sing well. Anything. That's quite an offer. So what can you do for me? Give me an example. Oh, are you flirting with me? A mischievous smile tugged at his lips. Oh, oh, I love you. Huh? I can wake you up in the morning if you oversleep. What are you, my alarm clock? I'll massage your shoulders then. I'd rather see a professional. You don't want a girl you got a crush on massaging your shoulders. He's like, what can you do for me? I can... Sir, that's not appropriate conversation. I can show you later. I don't think you're going to have a problem falling asleep, though, so I don't think it'll be like, I can give you a reason to fall asleep. Not because it's, it's just exhausting. You have sex and it's tiring. Not because it's boring. That was never going to come out right, and it makes me look bad. Oh, okay. There's nothing I can do to help him. The thought depressed me, but Sephora's smile softened. He was teasing us and flirting. Although we were like, I can give you a massage, and he's like, whatever, I'll see a professional. Sir, take my offer. I can take care of myself just fine. No need to worry about me. You're right. Sephora had been fending for himself ever since he left Cultura and be like, yeah, that's right, but that doesn't mean that you don't want someone to help you, even if you don't need it. Even when he learned to ask others for help during our journey, he mostly tackled things on his own. I don't need you to help me with my everyday life, but I'd like to eat a home-cooked meal like this every now and then. Really? Tell me any time and I'll make it happen. I was so happy to know I could help him in some way. Over the moon, in fact. And he's looking away because, oh, look, he's embarrassed now. If you want, you can think of me as your secretary or something. Or your girlfriend. Don't get carried away. Sephora laughed. I love that look on his face. But our time together will be over soon. We were thoroughly enjoying our chat until I remembered we'd be parting ways soon. The loneliness hit me like a ton of bricks. This is beautiful face. Well, I'll hire you if I can't find a job. If you can't find a job. Just know I'll make you work those fingers to the bone. Oh, sir! Promises, promises. Those few words from Sephora relieved me of my momentary loneliness. I'll work as hard as you need me to. So you want me to push you around? What a weirdo. Oh god, you can push me around and do anything, sir. I have no shame right now. He likes it. He's like, you want me to push you around? God, yeah. Push me around, push me down, tie me up. Tie me up, tie me down, blindfold me, tease me. Just, I could go on. Time whizzed by as we prepared, practiced, and promoted our upcoming show. Then the fateful day arrived at last. The venue was so jam-packed that some people had to stand. Our show progressed smoothly, and Calivis's turn was fast approaching. Are you alright?
Yep. Everyone's pulling out all the stops, so I can't let them down.
Calivis was trying to hype himself up, but he was clearly fraught with nerves. I guess he feels pressured after seeing how good everyone was on stage, not to mention the crowd's mounting excitement. How can I say that'll ease his anxiety? cliche line of encouragement would only make him feel more panicked than he already was. I racked my brain for the right words. There's nothing wrong with feeling nervous because it's one of the essential elements of success. Zora, who was waiting alongside us, spoke up first. And keep in mind that the crowd doesn't want to see you being a bundle of nerves. I'm here with you. I'll cover for you if you mess up, so just relax and show them how much gusto you got now. Your job's to perform with dignity.
You're right. Thanks, Zora.
Zora's words helped the prince channel his tension into positive energy. It's almost your turn. Are you two ready?
Yep.
You know we're getting a CG. Finally getting into his groove, Calivis hopped onto the stage with Zora. Okay, not yet, but... Alright, I'm gonna drench you folks with a big old bucket of water. Take this! Zora vigorously chucked the water in the audience's direction. Surprised, the crowd prepared to protect themselves from the splash. But before the droplets landed, they turned into colorful confetti fluttering in the air. What a surprise, huh? You should have seen your faces. Hilarious. Zora laughed his head off, pointing and poking fun at the spectators. It's just so weird to think of our grouchy little Zora, like, chuckling along and giggling like a fucking schoolgirl. You know, because he's a clown. As he continued to tease the crowd with magic, the long-awaited star of the show made his appearance.
How dare you taunt my beloved people?
Oh, come on. Nothing matters as long as I'm having fun. Get out of my way, buzzkill.
If that won't get to you, how about this?
Okay, it's a chibi CG, but... I love the fucking chibi CGs, I really do. I'm glad they mixed them in. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of fun, because you get a little extra. You get the little chibis. They're kind of extra CGs in there. Because, like, they wouldn't have done this in a real CG, you know what I mean? But, so I like the little bonus, because they're fucking adorable. Whoa! Calivis lifted Zora into the air with his wind magic and sealed him in a box. I can't move! Zora thrashed his arms and legs, trying to escape to no avail. And then, put a bow on it and oh! I was like, put a bow on it and gift wrap it to me, but...
This is what you get for being so mean!
Chopped him in half. 3 pieces, actually. One swing of the wand hacked the box apart. Zora's head and limbs were poking out of the pieces.
Whoa, his body got torn apart! Whoa, how did they do that?
I'm sorry. I won't pull any more pranks. Please forgive me. Fucking Zora saying sorry instead of sorry. Like,
have you reflected on what you did?
I have.
Good.
Forgiving the clown, Calivis the magician restored the box to its original shape. I love this so much.
Tell the crowd you're sorry, too. You can reconcile with these.
With a single flick of his wand, the box Zora was in disappeared and a shower of candy rained down from the sky. Forgive me, everybody. Take this candy. Zora was floating in the air with the help of Calivis's magic. He tossed the candies to everyone in the audience.
Here's some, and some more.
Calivis kept the candy rain coming while making sure Zora stayed up in the air. So adorable. One by one, the sweets fell into the hands of the crowd. Wowee! Candy! Got one! Lucky me! What a pretty and colorful show! I'm relieved to see His Highness back in good health. Calivis used to be so timid. He's really changed. While I don't feel like I can entirely take my eyes off him just yet, I'm sure he'll grow up in no time if we keep this up. Both Zora and Calivis were grinning ear to ear, basking in the applause. We had a bright future ahead of us. And something tragic happens. Well, and here's the weird thing. Like, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, we got Calivis all wrapped up, but Zora still has to be the Labyrinth Sentinel. We still haven't done anything with Zora, specifically. It's all been about Calivis right now. Like, and I get that's kind of like, we've always kind of worked with Calivis and done stuff, but like, it was very Calivis heavy in the beginning of Zora's route. So like, now we go do the Labyrinth Sentinel part, right? The following morning, Spacey, help me wipe the tables. And Ion, could you help me in the kitchen? Oh, that's me. Got it. Understood. I am thinking of making plenty of soup, considering the brisk weather. That's a good idea. Let's do it. Spiri had come to recognize Ion's cooking skills during his stay here at Lieber. He helped us open often these days. We should wake Calivis and the others soon. Yeah, we were up until late last night, so I hope they can get moving. Everyone, Calivis included, stayed here last night. The prince was acting unusually greedy, asking to spend more time with everyone since our show was a hit. Hence our wild escapades last night. Calivis was so excited he wanted to perform with other circus members next time. I felt kind of bad about how loud we were, but I was thrilled about Calivis's continued growth. Our journey should be smooth from here on out. At that moment, someone came traipsing down the stairs. Boyfriend? Yeah. You're up early, as usual. Good morning, Zora. Zora suppressed a yawn, looking sleepy. He must have been more focused than usual yesterday, since he was supporting Calivis on stage and all. Want some coffee? Sure. Zora took a seat. He relaxed with the morning paper. Here you go. I used light roast beans for the coffee to help wake him up. He took a sip and let out a sigh. Yesterday was a hell of a night. Can't believe how loud they were late into the night. They had so much energy, even after the show. You should have slept some more. Nope, I'm good. I got plans today. You going back to Cultura? His stomach sank at the thought. Not yet. I haven't heard anything from Aless since he went there with the dismissal letter. Couldn't go even if I wanted to. He should have arrived in Cultura by now, though. Oh god, Alest has been kidnapped. We have to go rescue Glass's side piece. I'm a little worried. Alest isn't the type to be late. Same. But that means we could still be together. Realizing what I was about to say, I quickly swallowed the words before they could escape. What am I thinking? You love him. The four is supposed to head to Cultura as soon as possible. This isn't the time to get swept up in my fantasies. Oh, it's always the time to get swept up in your fantasies. That means what? He looks like pained. Nothing! I hope we hear from Aless soon. He looked like he wanted to press further when I dodged his question, but he didn't. He's like, that means what? And he's like, he wants to press further, like, oh, I hope we hear from Aless soon. And he's like, oh, I wanted you to say we could stay together longer. Loves us too. Come on, we're both thinking the same shit. I hope so too. With that, our conversation was over. Breakfast will be ready soon, Spacey. Oh, really? I'll go wake the others then. I will do it. Waking everyone up is not an easy task. True to his word, Ion walked upstairs. Zora started reading the paper while I went to help Spiria. Just then, the front door of the tavern swung open, revealing a panicked Ginia. Yeah, Alest is missing. Ginia? Did something happen? Sweat dripped down his forehead. Maybe he'd run all the way here. Ginia never did anything like that. He was always careful not to ruin his makeup. I have a really bad feeling about this. Ginia caught his breath before speaking. I want you to stay calm and listen. Allie contacted us this morning. He said Balto refused to be dismissed and has disappeared into the underground labyrinth. Okay, listen. That's not as bad as I thought. Balto disappeared. Alright. Ooh, chapter 7. It's not like Allie is dead. Like, okay, we can handle this. Alest's fine, right? Cool. Where's Zora? After Ginny had told us what happened, we let the other members know. Then we visited the castle, and only Ginny and I, who were involved in the case, were permitted to speak with His Majesty. I assume you've already heard the gist from Ginia. I have. I heard Sentinel Balto turn down the castle's emissary and hold himself up in the underground labyrinth. The labyrinth is indispensable for the people of Cultura. He takes it over completely. Can't afford further delay. I request that we use a race to deprive him of the labyrinth necklace. Indeed, that would be the best solution to this problem. However, I'm afraid we cannot use a race at the moment. Knew it. They wouldn't have summoned me for an emergency meeting if they could. Simply would have announced that they'd be using a race. Do you mind enlightening me as to why we cannot use a race? Sure. Ginia, tell him. On cue, Ginia... Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm still freaking Zora. On cue, Ginia stepped up to explain. Erase's bullets are crafted by royalty using their mana. Right now, His Majesty is using his magic to protect our country. Making the bullets requires a great deal of mana and concentration, and we cannot afford to expose the country to danger for that. Theoretically, we could ask Prince Calivis. It has not been long since his heart melted. His mana and mental fortitude are still in flux. When I saw his performance the other day, I could tell his recovery is going smoothly. That said, it's still unclear how long we'll have to wait for him to make erase his bullets on his own. And the situation is dire. We're not blessed with the time to wait around for that moment to come. As hard as it was to accept, it was the truth. All we can do right now is increase public security forces in Cultura and see how things go. Cautiously maintaining the status quo, eh? It irks me that we must twiddle our thumbs when it comes to the underground labyrinth. The people of Cultura will suffer a great deal, but there's nothing more we can do. I understood why His Majesty and the ministers made such decisions. It really rubbed me the wrong way. I set my mouth in a tight line. Then out of nowhere I heard a commotion outside the door. The rest of us, chucklefucks? We don't leave our friends behind. Your Highness, please stop! His Majesty is in an important meeting right... Door flew open and Circus rushed in. We're supposed to be waiting in the anteroom. Yeah, of course, we're also supposed to not eavesdrop, but have we ever not done that? Please. Livis was at the forefront, his gaze fixed on the king.
I will craft Erase's bullets.
How adorable. He's such a good little tiny prince. A few hours before we barged into the hall, we rushed to the castle after learning that Balto had rejected his dismissal and confined himself in the underground labyrinth. Zora, the next labyrinth sentinel, and Ginia had been summoned by His Majesty. Meanwhile, the rest of us were told to wait in the anteroom. I would have guessed Balto was going to hole himself up in the labyrinth. Yeah, I cannot imagine how chaotic things are in Cultura right now, given that His Majesty must hold an emergency meeting. We only wait here until Zora and Ginia return. When Ginia delivered the news in a panic, Zora had gone completely pale. We were all worried about them. I get you're worried and all, Vilio, but how about we take a moment to calm down? He's just pacing. Vilio was pacing a hole in the floor, looking solemn. I love the fact that he's like the heart of the group. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all together we make a big heart, but he is the biggest piece of the heart, because it's like he's just concerned and loves everybody and wants to take care of it, and it's so adorable and endearing. He jumped in surprise when he finally noticed I'd called out to him. Yeah, my bad. I have a really bad feeling about this, and it's making me uneasy. I'll feel the same, though. I figured Balto wouldn't give up so easily. The underground labyrinth was a very important place for Cultura's citizens. Many of them couldn't even work now that Balto had locked himself away in there. Judging by Ginia and Zephyr's reaction, the situation was gravely serious.
I can't believe this is happening. I can't do a thing to help even though I'm royalty. And after everything Zephyra's done for me.
Oh, Clivis. None of us could offer him words of comfort. We were frustrated because we had to sit there and wait. There was nothing else we could do. Hey, should we go inside? I don't know, it's just so unlike us to sit tight without lifting a finger. Or eavesdropping, exactly. Vilio's the instigator of doing all the bad things. Vilio stopped his pacing and turned in our direction. What? I'm not sure if we'll be able to really do anything, but this is Zora we're talking about. He knows how to put us to good use. Don't you think? I'm in. I'll stay here. Give me a break. We all know we busted in together, so the right answer is obviously, I'm in. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, it is. Also, again, like, I'm gonna do anything for Zora, so I'm not gonna be like, I'll just wait here. It's like, fuck no, I'm in. His idea was wild, and there was no way we could handle it and have it. There was no way we could have an audience without. Okay. His idea was wild, and there was no way we could have an audience with the king without permission. Yet we all felt it was what we wanted to do. You're right. I'm in. I will do anything for my clown prince. Really was a point. It so unlike us to sit around and do nothing. Vilio's got us all brainwashed.
Will we be okay, though? We'd be barging in on them.
Sephora's one of us, so we're not complete outsiders to the case. Also, you're the prince! You can get us out of this. Like, you get us off. It's fine. We all want to help Zephora and Cultura's people. We need to quit wasting our time and just go.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And now we've transferred our degeneracy onto the prince.
Let's go. We can just apologize if we get scolded.
Again, plus you're the prince, so if anyone's going to get us out of this jam when the king gets mad at us, it's you. The rest of us are going to get beheaded. You know, if we went on our own.
She'll first ask questions later, huh? Dang, Calivis, you've grown into quite the tough guy.
Zephora must have been a bad influence on him during all their practice together. I feel like this was Vilio's fault. Let's not blame Zephora. I think being a politician will suit you if you can be a little tougher.
Complimenting me?
Using Calivis as an entry pass, we forced our way through the castle. Exactly, we got the prince! Anyway, this is our get-out-of-jail-free card! In no time, we were standing outside the door to the hall where Zephora and Ginnia were. We eavesdropped on their discussion. Of course we did! And then... Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm tired and hungry right now.
I will craft Erase's bullets!
Calivis's hands were trembling fiercely. Despite that, his voice was firm and loud enough for the king to hear him. Calivis, what are you...
I'm well aware that I'm still far from reliable. However, if His Majesty's unable to craft Erase's bullets, a necessary item to save Cultura, then I shall do it!
I love our tiny prince. King Begonia let out a small sigh at his son's desperate plea. Fine. Just like that, the prince had his permission. This little fucker can get away with anything. Listen. There's always, like, the thing with, like, rich people or, like, royalty and their kids, and they're, oh, my precious child can do no wrong. They're the heir to the throne. Calivis could be an absolute fucking tool. And Begonia over here would be like, ah, well, future king, whatever, I'm not going to scold him. But, like, obviously, Calivis is a good kid, and he's letting him get away with whatever the fuck he wants without, like, really fighting back. Because Calivis has been locked in his own, like, little shell of a body for, like, 10 fucking years. So, like, now if he's like, I'm gonna do it, the king's like, alright, listen. You're walking and talking, dude. You do whatever you want, man. Like, I'm just happy you're, like, not in a fucking coma anymore. You know? So, like, it's totally understandable, but it's still kind of funny. Because, like, if Calivis was a twat, King really wouldn't be fighting back that much either. He might maybe fight a little bit. No! I'm gonna do it! Alright. Even so, as you may have already heard, we do not know how long it will take you to make them given your mana and mental fortitude. After your trip around the country with Circus, you may be able to start crafting... we're gonna follow Zephora to Cultura. And we're taking Calivis with us. Say what? Till Zephora becomes the new sentinel, he's still one of us. There's no way we'd leave him to fend for himself when he's in hot water. How is Vilio, like, not actually the leader of his troop? I'm just saying. He leads us by the heartstrings, really. And, like, for being a dumbass, because he's kind of a fucking dumbass, let's be real. He's a little bit of the himbo. He's actually pretty fucking smart. I think Vilio and Ion are the toss-ups between the himbos. Like, I don't think Ion's, like, necessarily as dumb as Vilio comes across sometimes. But he's innocent in a way. Like, he knows the hardships of shit, but it's more like, oh, these are, like, he just seems a little, I don't want to say simple, but it's like, you know what I mean? You got Zephora over here who's all worldly and smart and shit, and then you got Ion who's like, no, I know what I need to know, and I had to fight my way, but like, whatever. Like, I'm like the simple life, okay? I'm just over here living off the land, like, I'm basically a farm, living off the land, doing my shit, minding my own damn business. Don't know all the worldly stuff because I've been in prison for how long, basically, if you think about it. Like, But it doesn't make it, I'm not saying he's dumb, but like naive and just not as worldly. I mean, then again, Pashali is kind of like that too. They got a whole harem of kind of idiots, if you think about it. That's fun. They're all a little dumb in their own ways, I guess, which is cute and adorable. I love it. But like, Vilio for being kind of the himbo and like basically the idiot of the group, the biggest idiot of the group, is like the one who comes up with like, you come up with like the most heartfelt words of wisdom. Like, it's amazing. I love it. Like, it's great. Instead of like, other characters where they're kind of the himbo and they have like maybe one or two bright ideas in their own route, and you're like, oh, okay. He's just sprinkling them all throughout, and you're like, are you smarter than you pretend to be? I like this, where most characters have like their normal intelligence or whatever and have dumb moments. Vilio's the reverse. He's kind of like a dumbass with these like intelligent moments, but they're so frequent that it's like I'm confused. Are you actually smart or are you an idiot? He's like a little bit of both. I don't know. It's magical and I like it. But if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the heart to do half of what we do. He motivates us. He's our big warm hug in a not dragon human body thing. Anyway. So yeah, we'll be going to Cultura, along with Calivus, of course. He's one of us now, too. We'll make sure to help him grow so he can make the bullets. Didn't you entrust Calivus to us because you believed in us, your majesty? Please, trust in our resolve. He's like, aren't you the dumbass in the group? What the fuck? And we're like, look, it astounds us every time it happens. It happens a lot. I got a bag full of nickels. Because the nickel for every time he's... I mean, it's still astounding. It's happened more than twice. I'm just saying. Millia was being completely unreasonable. Really? But we're all thinking the same thing. I don't think he's being completely unreasonable. He's speaking with his heart. Logically unreasonable, sure. We all wanted to join Zephora's side and save Cultura as his companions. We wanted to help our precious friend. As if we would allow such a thing. With the increasing number of fiends in Cultura, we cannot possibly let His Highness go there. His heart's just recently melted. If he were to be attacked and returned to his previous state, all of our hard work would be in vain. All our hard work? Excuse me, Minister A, you don't even have a fucking real name, sir. And you did jack shit. We did it. Us here. So fight me. His Highness may grab the bullets here in the castle, and someone will bring them to Cultura. I see no need for the prince to enter such a dangerous place. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with the king's gonna absolutely let this happen, because the man's a little crazy. And lets this ragtag band of like misfits take his son and always put his son with Ion when Ion's being controlled by a fucking ring and could easily snap his little neck. I'm just saying, I don't think the king is, for a smart man, he does stupid shit. It's kind of like the antithesis to Vilio over here, who's like a dumbass man who has some smart ideas, and the king is like a smart man doing stupid shit. See? There's balance. But like, he's gonna be like, nah, it's cool. I highly doubt he's gonna fight us here. Just saying. After Ion's route, not fighting us here. I'm afraid I have to agree with him on this one. Ginnia, shut your mouth! No one asked you. Sit over there and look pretty. You can certainly go to Cultura with Sephora. But bringing His Highness with you is a different story. It's not a problem you can solve with enthusiasm and motivation alone. I understood the minister's and Ginnia's concern. The last time Calivus had frozen his heart, it was to protect himself from a fiend attack. We'd be going to an area riddled with fiends, so there was a possibility he'd need to do it again. Calivus, the center of our conversation, then spoke up to give his opinion. I'm truly aware how dangerous it is, but that's precisely why I have to go there. I am royalty. My duty to protect my people. I refuse to be a prince who only cares about his own safety. A prince who turns a deaf ear to the misery of his people and pretends to know nothing.
Everyone at circus taught me that you can only grow by learning about the world around you with your own eyes. If I have to grow to craft those bullets, it's all the more reason I need to go.
Clivis. If this still bothers you, we'll make sure to protect him. Just stay hot and leave this to us. And stay cool, lizard brain. I believe you got the crucial part wrong. You gonna burn us or what? The atmosphere relaxed a bit after Vilio's slip-up. I can help in the underground labyrinth since I can talk with the wind spirits. I'm pretty good at combat and have fought fiends before. I swear to protect the prince if anything happens.
Stop, it's not nice. I'm the oldest in the bunch. I'll put all my knowledge to good use protecting His Highness.
Maybe lay off the booze first.
You guys!
Group hug.
Jeez, I knew you were going to say something like that. And this is why I wanted you to stay in the anteroom. You're all so persistent. I can see there's no stopping you.
I feel like Ginny is like, thank God, though, you know? Ginny heaved a sigh, but he looked somewhat happy when he addressed His Majesty. He loves us!
Your Majesty, all of our circus members are trustworthy fellows. And besides, Alestis in Cultura, we never put His Highness in danger. I'd appreciate your understanding.
King Begonia took a deep breath, brows knitted in concern. We anxiously awaited his verdict. I should not allow the heir to the kingdom to go to such an unsafe place. Yet I sympathize with your wish to aid your friend. I am also keen to take your resolution into account, Clivis, seeing as this is your first time standing up for yourself.
Does that mean...
I hereby grant you permission to go to Cultura. Do not make me regret my decision. You mean when the prince dies? Thank God there are no bad endings. Because that would absolutely happen. Anyway, now we're at time, so perfect. The following day is going to have to wait for the following day. Not tomorrow, but the day after. You know how this works. The following day. The day before the day after tomorrow. That's today. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.